Okay, question 8, last question. So, things to remember, she's 1 metre above the ground. She is, she is throwing it at 60 degrees. So, in horizontal direction, we've got 14 cos 60, and vertically, we've got 14 sine 60. Okay, write down expression in terms of t for the horizontal displacement from the stone and also the height of the stone above O at this time. So, S equals ut plus a half at squared in the x direction. We know that there is no acceleration, okay, in the horizontal direction. So S equals, well, u is 14 cos 60 times t, and then as acceleration equals 0, the last part just disappears. So we've got 14 times a half t, so S equals 7t metres in the horizontal direction. Okay, it also asked for the height of the stone above O at this time. So, in the y direction, okay, S equals ut plus a half at squared, but remember, plus the 1 metres, okay, because it's 1 metre above. So we've got 14 sine 60 plus a half times minus 9.8 t squared plus 1. So you get S in the y direction equals 14 times square root of 3 over 2 t minus 4.9 t squared plus 1. So you've got 7 root 3 t minus 4.9 t squared plus 1 in the y direction. Okay, 5 marks for that. And you can just leave it in that form, except for what did it say? Okay. Let's have a look. The next part. Right, the stone is at the top of its trajectory when it passes over the wall. So that means at that point, the acceleration, acceleration is equal to 0. Find the time it takes for the stone to reach its highest point. Okay. So, V equals u plus at. So 0 equals 14 sine 60 minus 9.8t. So 9.8t equals 14 sine 60. T equals 14 sine 60 divided by 9.8, and you should get 1.237 seconds, which is 1.24 seconds. Okay, so we've got the time, we've done that bit, so that's A. Okay, B, calculate the distance of O from the base of the wall, so that would be in the x direction, and we knew that we'd got in the x direction it was equal to 7t. So it's just 7 times 1.24, and you should get 8.66 metres. I think they allow you between 8.6 and 8.8 for rounding. So, part C. Show the stone passes over the wall with a 2.5 metres clearance. So, we've got, using the equation that we had before, where's it gone? This one here. S equals in the y direction 7 square root of 3 times t minus 4.9 t squared plus 1. So when t equals t equals 1.24, you've got that y equals 7 square root of 3t times 1.24 minus 4.9 times 1.24 squared plus 1, and if you put it all in, you should get is equal to 8.5 metres. Okay, have we quite finished the question though? What did it say? Show that the stone passes over the wall with 2.5 metres clearance. Okay, so the wall is 6 metres, so 8.5 minus 6 equals 2.5 metres clearance. Actually finished the question off. Okay. Part 3, find the Cartesian equation of the trajectory of the stone referred to the horizontal and vertical axes OX and OY. There is no need to simplify your answers. Okay, so we need to get rid of RT, basically, is what they're saying. So, we need to have it in terms of X and Y. So we've got X equals 70, which means T equals X over 7. That's going to be the easiest one to use, I think. And Y equals 7 square root 3 of T minus 4.9 T squared plus 1. So Y equals 7 square root 3 times X over 7 minus 4.9 X over 7 squared plus 1. I think you can see what's going to happen. You've got Y equals square root of 3x. 7 squared is 49, so that's going to be minus 0.1 x squared plus 1. Okay. The girl now moves a further distance d away from the wall. She throws the stone as before and it just passes over the wall. So, calculate d. Right, okay, so we're going to have that y is just 6 metres from wherever she is. So whatever distance she goes in the y direction, she's just going to manage exactly 6 metres so that it just goes over the wall. Okay, so if we put in, that's not 6 metres, that's x, sorry. It's going to be 6 metres in that direction. Okay, so putting it in here, go back, 6 equals square root of 3x minus 0.1 x squared plus 1. Okay, let's make that easier. So we're going to have, take it to the other side, and let's times everything by 10. So we get rid of that. So we'll get x squared. We'll have 60 minus 1, minus 10, sorry. So we'll have plus 50, because 6 minus 1 is 5, times 10 is that. And then we'll have plus 10 square root of 3. No, minus, it's on the other one. 10 square root of 3x equals 0. Okay. So, completing the square. Oops. Or just putting it into your calculators, to be honest. X minus 5 square root of 3x all squared. Minus 10 squared is 100. And 3 is 3. Plus 50 equals 0. Why have I said 100? Sorry. 5 squared is 25. Rushy. So that should be, so 5 squared is 25 times 3. Sorry about that. Right, so x minus 5 square root of 3 squared minus 75 plus 50 is minus 25 equals 0. So x minus 5 square root of 3 equals the square root of 25 is 5. So it must be x equals 5 plus 5, because it could be plus or minus obviously, but minus 5 is going to make it plus 5 square root of 3.